Alright boys, welcome to day 2 of the Memecoin blueprint. In today's episode of the blueprint, we are going to be going all over filters, fees, and most importantly, I'm going to be teaching you guys everything you need to know about bundles. Now this episode of the blueprint might be one of the most important ones you are going to watch because understanding bundles is something very little people know about and half the reason why every single trader loses money and quits. I'm going to be teaching you guys everything about bundles and everything that you would have to pay for if you were to buy a course. But the difference between the information people are selling is I'm giving it for completely free. You will not find the information that I am about to spill onto you boys anywhere else. I'm not going to be gatekeeping anything. I'm going to be teaching you guys everything that I have learned over the year of trading. If you are tuning in from day 1 and you are still sticking with me to day 2 and you are willing to come on this ride with me, then I just want to say
you're loyal, you're grateful. I appreciate that.
You guys really don't understand how much it means to me for everybody watching this to have chosen me as their teacher. And I just want to say I'm beyond humbled and I really want to be the person to provide all of the value and be the reason all of you boys watching this turn profitable. And I'm going to make sure every single person comes out on top at the very end of the blueprint. So I just wanted to say thank you before we really get into day 2 of the blueprint. I really appreciate all you homies coming through and supporting me because I am doing this for completely free. I'm not selling anything. I'm not trying to get any money out of anybody watching this. I really just want to come on here and provide as much value as I can. So without getting all soft on you fellas, I just wanted to say thank you, and now we can really get on to day 2 of the Memecoin blueprint and get to teaching. So how day 2 of the blueprint is going to go is I'm going to set you boys up with some filters that you are going to need in order to find some good tokens, and then I'm going to be putting you guys on some trading fees to make sure nobody out here is getting destroyed on fees, because it is a really popular problem that a lot of you guys have when you were first getting introduced to meme coins. And then we are going to dive really fucking deep into bundles, and I'm going to be explaining to all of you exactly what a bundle is, how to identify it, and how to avoid it, because bundles are 99% of the reason that every single new meme coin trader loses money. And this entire video is going to be me teaching you guys how to avoid it, spot it, and understand it better than 99% of meme coin traders, because very little traders even understand what a bundle is and how to avoid it, and I'm going to be teaching you guys everything you fucking need to know about it. So with all of that yapping out of the way, we can finally get into day 2, and we are going to start with me giving you guys some very important filters that you are going to need. So if you guys weren't here for day 1 of the blueprint, all we did in the filters page was turn off all the other launch pads and leave on pump. But today I'm actually going to be giving you guys all of the main filters that we are going to be using for the rest of the entire blueprint. So the first thing that we're going to be doing is coming over to our new pair filters and clicking on this little filter button, and then you want to scroll down and click on metrics, and right here where it says market cap, make sure everybody types in minimum 6,000, and then I want you guys to scroll all the way back up and go to token age minutes and type in max 6. So just from doing that one little change, you can see that our new pairs are much cleaner now. We can actually see what coins are coming out and getting volume, whereas when you don't have any filters on your new pairs and you are kind of new to meme coins, you are not going to know what is going on. You are not going to know what is good to buy, because it is just hundreds of coins coming out every minute and you are just getting spammed with information, which I really don't think is good for a noob. And besides, these are the filters that I use on my new pairs every single day, so make sure you guys put those in. It is going to make your life 100 times easier. Now the next part of our filters that we're going to use is on our soon page, aka final stretch or about to graduate, and these are going to be the most important filters because soon is where we're going to be trading all of our tokens. This is pretty much where we're going to be scanning all of the time, so please make sure you pay attention and put in the right filters and don't mess anything up. And the first filter that we're going to be plugging in is token age minutes, and make sure you guys type in max 30. Then you want to scroll down to vitals and go to pro traders and type in minimum 20, and then we're going to metrics and typing in market cap minimum 8,500, and then after all your filters are put in, you just want to click on apply. And for the last part of our filters, this one is a little bit less important, but I still do sometimes trade migrated coins. So on our migrated filters, you just want to come over to the vitals and go to pro traders, and then you just want to type in 100 in the minimum, and then you want to come to metrics and market cap and type in minimum 30,000. 1,000. And that right there is all of our filters that we're going to be using for our new pairs soon and migrated. And after you've done all of that, you just want to click apply. But now that we have our filters put in, I want to give you guys some trading fees to make sure nobody in here is getting fucking demolished on trading fees, because I know it's a very popular issue that a lot of new people have. And a lot of people DM me and comment on my videos saying, why when I buy a coin and it goes up, I'm still not in profit? It is because of your trading fees. So I'm going to give you guys some trading fees to make sure you are not getting cucked. So to find your trading fees, you just want to click on any coin on the screen. And once you're on the chart page, you just want to come to the bottom right and click on instant trade. And this little box right here is going to show up, and you just want to drag it up to the middle of the screen. And you are going to see P1, P2, and P3. These are your trading presets where you can have multiple different fee presets, but I'm only going to give you guys one to make it easier to understand. So all you want to do is come to the instant trade and click on P1, and then you are going to see all of these settings to change your fees, and we're going to be focusing on the prior, tip, and MEV protection. So first of the prior, we're going to be getting rid of this entire thing, and then what you want to type in is 0.0001, and for tip you want to write the exact same thing, except you want to remove 1 0 because you can't do that many zeros in the tip. So instead of 4 zeros in our prior, we're going to be using 3 zeros in our tip with a 1 at the end of it. And right here at MEV protection, you just want to make sure you turn this off. You are never going to get MEV'd, especially if you were trading with a low port. You are never ever going to get MEV'd. You won't see it. And for slippage, we can leave it at 20%. It's fine. If you want to up it to 30 or 40, it's really up to you. It doesn't matter that much. But for this case, we're just going to leave it at 20%. And then you want to come over to sell settings, and we're just going to be typing in the exact same settings that we did for our buy settings, and make sure you turn off MEV protection again. But for the slippage this time, we're going to be typing in 50 instead of 20. And just like that, that is all of our fees done. You're going to get filled with these fees. You're not going to get cucked. You're not going to lose money when you buy and sell. And these are the best fees that you should be using when you are a beginner. So now that we have our filters and we have our trading fees, we can finally get into the bread and fucking butter of this video and really dive deep into bundles. Now bundles can be quite complicated to somebody that has never heard the term, but I'm going to try and simplify it the best I can and make sure all of you guys are following along and really understanding. So with filters and fees out of the way, we can finally learn what the fuck is even a bundle, how do we avoid them, and how do we not get destroyed by all these scary Diddy bundles. So when you're first getting into meme coins and you hear the term bundle for the first ever time, it might sound like a very confusing thing and something that is hard to learn, but I promise you it is very simple, and I'm going to try my best to simplify it the best that I can. And bundles are 99% of the reason that every single trader loses money when they start, and it's also 99% of the reason why new traders quit. So therefore, it is one of the most important things that you are going to need to learn. So please, for this part of the video, pull out your notepad, pull out your pen, lock the fuck in, and really pay attention, because this is very necessary and you really need to understand how bundles work in order not to get Diddy fucked by them. So first off, before I tell you guys how to avoid a bundle, I'm going to explain to you what a bundle is. So basically, when a dev launches a meme coin, there's only a certain amount of supply the dev wallet can buy with, otherwise people are just not going to bid into the token. So for example, a dev can only buy it with 3 or 4% of the supply, otherwise other traders are just not going to buy. But the way devs get around this is by using multiple wallets that aren't connected to the dev wallet. So they will use specific tools so they can buy with multiple wallets and ape in 10 to 20% of the supply without a new trader ever knowing that even happened. And a lot of people do it so it looks like natural volume is coming into the token, when in reality it's just the same person controlling multiple wallets. And what happens is a new trader is going to click onto that token with 50 bundles in it, and they're going to buy it thinking it's a normal chart, when in reality the dev is holding 30% of the supply, and as soon as you buy in, they are going to slowly start clipping out all of their bundles until that coin goes to 0 and you lose all of your Solana. So to sum it up in the most simple way possible, a bundle is when multiple wallets are being controlled by the same person so they can buy up as much of the supply as they want, and then as soon as somebody like yourself buys into that token, they are going to full stack all of their wallets on your head, and you are going to get diddied on chain. So now that you know what a bundle is, how do we spot a bundle and how do we avoid getting Diddy fried by bundles? So when I'm scanning meme coins and I'm looking out for bundles, there are 4 main checks that I'm doing to make sure I'm not about to get rinsed by a bundle. Now the first check that I do is holder distribution. The second check that I do is I check where the wallets are being funded from. The third check that I do is I look at the balance of Solana on all of the top holders. And the fourth check that I do is I look at the bubble maps. Now bundles are becoming way more advanced every single day, so it is becoming harder to spot, but there are still very easy ways to check if somebody is bundling the fuck out of a coin. And I'm going to run you guys through all of these methods on how to spot these bundles. So when you're scanning and you're not too sure how to check check a chart and you're not too sure how to read a chart to see if it's bundled, the first check that we're going to be doing is coming over to the holders tab. And the first thing that we're going to be checking is the remaining over here. So this is the holder distribution and how much wallets are holding how much supply. And there is a very big rule of thumb that I never go by. I've said it in multiple videos, but I always say if the top holders are holding anywhere over 4%, you should just stay away from the coin. So if you disregard the liquidity pool and you go to the number 2 holder, which is the number 1 holder, you want to check their remaining. And if this number right here where it says 3.2%, if it says anything over 4%, you just want to click off the coin. Never buy anything where somebody is holding 4% of the supply. But what we're going to be checking for in the remaining tab is similarities in the holders tab. So for example, in the remaining, if you scroll down a couple and you look at the top 10 holders, you want to see if anybody is holding the exact same number of supply. So for example, if you are scrolling down this remaining and you see top 5 holders and they are all holding 2.5%, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, there is a very high chance that is a bundle, and it's a very easy way to spot a bundle. So if you ever see anything like that, stay away from the token immediately. But let's say for this coin right here, all the holders own a different amount of supply. This guy has 3.2, 3.1, 2.6, 2.5. Everything is different. How do we now check that this is a bundle? So the second check that I always do is you want to come over to the SOL balance, and we're going to be checking now all of the balances of the top holders. So what I mean by this is all of the top holders are going to be having very similar balances if it is a bundle. So right here, everything is different, so it does look okay. But for example, if all the top holders have 1 SOL, 1 SOL, 1 SOL, 1 SOL, 1 SOL, 1 SOL in their SOL balance, then that is a very big chance it is a bundle. I'm going to put an example up on the screen to make sure you guys know what I'm talking about and what it looks like. But if it is all different, that is also a good sign that it might not be that bundled. If they are all very similar, it is very easy to tell, and that is how you spot a bundle very easily. Now the third check, this is one of the most important ones and also one of the most easy ones to be able to check if your coin is bundled. You're going to want to come over to the funded by tab and scroll down, and you're going to be seeing all of these wallets and where they are being funded from. So for example, if this was a crippling bundle, you are going to see all of these wallets being funded from the exact same place and the exact same time. It is going to look like Coinbase one day ago, all Coinbase or Kraken or fixed float. It really doesn't matter, but that is a very easy way to spot a bundle. But the one on my screen does look pretty good. We can see a regular sign up wallet from 19 minutes ago, a fixed float from 6 days ago, a regular sign up from a year ago, a Coinbase from a year ago, and then the rest are just regular sign up wallets from all different dates: 5 days, 7 days, 4 days, 1 year, 4 months, 20 days. And that is a very easy way to check if your bundle is clean or whether or not your coin is fucking cooked. Now I want to talk about terminals and fresh wallets, because bundles are becoming a lot more advanced, so it is a lot more harder to see because people are using tools like mixers and they are splitting supply, so it isn't being connected from the same funded, it isn't being connected from the same SOL balance, so it is becoming a lot more harder to spot bundles, but there still is ways. So the first obvious sign to be able to check if you really can't tell through any of these methods that your coin is bundled, so you want to come over to the very left of the holders, and we're going to be looking at all these addresses and seeing what terminal they are using. So right here we can see all of these top holders are using terminal, which is not a good sign. You want to make sure this is different. If all of the top holders are on Axiom, or if all of the top holders are on a very specific terminal, then there is a high chance somebody is multi-walleting, or there is a very high chance somebody is bundling. So we can see the number 3 holder is using terminal, the number 4 holder is using terminal, the number 6 is on terminal, number 7 is on terminal, number 8 is on terminal. But if all of the top 10 holders are on the exact same trading platform, then that is a very big red flag, and you should just stay the fuck away from the coin. Now one of the last methods that I use all of the time if you really aren't that sure whether or not your coin is about to get bundle destroyed is you want to simply check all of the top 10 holders, and you want to click on their wallets and see what they've been buying. If you go through the top 10 holders and you check what they've been buying, and they've all been buying the exact same coins, then that is a very high chance that that person is multi-walleting and you were about to get fucking destroyed. So a very easy way to do this is you want to start with the number 1 holder, and you just want to click on their address, and then you want to make sure you're on trade history, and you just want to look at their last 3 or 4 coins that they have traded. So we can see the number 1 holder has traded this coin called Ecstasy, this coin called Fix, and this coin called Fropy. And now we know that the number 1 holder has traded these coins in the past, or the last 3 trades that the number 1 holder has made. So now we want to go to the number 2 holder and see if that wallet has traded the exact same coins as the number 1 holder. So now that we're on the number 2 holder, we can see all of the previous coins are different. The number 1 holder did not buy this LMAO coin, they didn't buy the 19 coin, and they didn't buy this Belola coin. But we are not done yet. You still want to go through all of the holders. You want to start with number 2, and then you want to end at number 10, and then you can end what you were checking. And then we're going to check the next wallet, and we can see that this wallet has bought some of the same coins as the previous wallet that we checked, and that is a indicator that this wallet is multi-walleting. And then we want to check the next wallet, and we can see again that this wallet has bought some of the same coins that the previous two wallets have bought. So already I can tell that this is just a multi-wallet that somebody is using, because if you keep looking through all of the top 10 holders and you can see all of the same coins being traded by the top 10 holders, then that is a very, very obvious sign that this coin is a bundle and you should stay away from the coin. Make sure you are paying attention. Make sure you are not taking this shit lightly. I want every single one of you watching this video to be doing these checks. If you are not doing these checks, then you are blatantly just fucking gambling. So please make sure you are taking this seriously. Do all of these checks. And the last check that we're going to be doing in order to check bundles is we're going to be looking at the bubble maps. Now I get a lot of people asking me, should you check bubble maps? Is bubble maps even worth it to check anymore? And it's really yes or no, because bubble maps can be very, very hit or miss. And the only reason that is because people have figured out ways on how to not get spotted on bubble maps through mixing tools. So basically what they do is they use these tools to generate new wallets that haven't been connected to their previous wallets, so they do not show up on the bubble map. And that's all they do. They mix their money into new wallets so it isn't connected to their main wallet, so they can use as many wallets as they please. But still, there is ways to see if that is being done on bubble maps, and I'm going to be showing you guys how to check that right now. So to get to bubble maps, you just want to come over to these three bubbles on the right of the holders. So once you open it to a noob's eye, this is going to look like absolute fucking cancer, and you're not going to know what the fuck you're even looking at. But I'm going to try to simplify it and make sure everybody is following along and not getting confused, because I know these bubble maps look like a straight fucking virus. So first, when you open up a bubble map, you might see a couple of wallets that are colored in, like this orange one or these green ones. And basically what these are is just connected wallets. So somebody is using a multi-wallet, and one bubble stands for one wallet. And if there are multiple wallets with the exact same color and they're connected, then that means there are multiple wallets being controlled by the exact same person. So if we zoom into these orange wallets, then you can see that this orange one has a little arrow pointing to this left one. And this is because this orange one with the arrow pointing to this other one is the base wallet, and they are sending supply to another wallet. This means they are multi-walleting on either Terminal or Axiom or whatever trading platform they are using. And all of these little grayed out wallets that aren't being connected to anything else, these are just individual wallets. So if you yourself are just trading with one wallet, you are going to come up as a little gray bubble right here that you can drag anywhere. It is not connected to anything. That is you. You are just a chill one wallet trader. But let's say for a bubble like this, we can see that there's three bubbles connected to it. This means for each bubble there is one wallet, so that means there's three wallets connected to this. This guy is using three wallets on the single coin. And if you actually click on these colored bubbles, you can see how much supply this person owns. So when you click on it, you're going to see the creator address, and this is pretty much the base wallet of where all the supply is getting sent to from the multi-wallet. And right here you can see the word cluster and the supply they own. So this guy has three wallets in it, and he owns 5.67% of the supply with three wallets into the coin. Now this normally isn't too bad. 5.6% of the supply from a multi-wallet is considered not that bad anymore, and only because people bundle and multi-wallet with much more than this. So if you're clicking on a coin and you're seeing a couple of multi-wallets like this, you're seeing 1 or 2, 3 or 4, and they only have like 4 to 5% clusters, then it's really not that bad. But where it does get bad is if you are seeing a fuck ton of colored bubbles and there is multiple different wallets holding 6% clusters. I'm going to put up an example on screen of what that is going to look like. And if you ever see something like this and there is just fucking tons of wallets holding 6% clusters, that is going to build up and they're going to diddy your shit. But a bubble map is a very easy way to tell whether or not people are multi-wallet or bundling. I really wouldn't recommend it as your main check, as it's pretty out of date. People have figured out ways to get around bubble maps, so it's kind of fucking useless nowadays. But I still would recommend putting it into your routine when you were checking on these tokens to see what people are buying with, how many people are multi-walleting in it, and how much clusters are in the coin. But the bubble maps, compared to our other checks, this is pretty outdated, and I really wouldn't recommend it being your main check. Now, one of the last ways that you can check check if a coin is being bundled is very, very obvious, and I feel like I don't need to go over this one too much, but this is fresh wallets. So when you click on any coin and you come over to the holders tab, sometimes you're going to see a leaf, and this feature is only on terminal. You can only see the leaf on terminal, so make sure if you are not using terminal, go to the link in the description, sign up to terminal so you can actually see how many fresh wallets are buying into a coin. And this little leaf right here is going to show up beside all of these other addresses, and basically what this means is a wallet was created very recently and they are only now just starting to buy coins. And if you see a bunch of leaves on the top 10 holders, then that means it is normally a bundle, because you have to think about it, a fresh wallet or a new person that just created a wallet and started trading is not going to start blasting 3, 4, 5 Solana into a coin. So it always means somebody has created new wallets in order to start bundling. So if you ever look at the top 10 holders and you see a fuck ton of leaves in the top 10 distro, then stay away from the coin. That is a bundle, that is a multi, and they are going to diddy fuck you and take away all of your hard-earned McDonald's Solana. So that is pretty much everything about bundles that you need to know. But if you are still having trouble and need a little bit more help identifying what a bundle is, then there is a very easy way to check if your coin is super fucking bundled, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that right now. So all you want to do is go to the link in my description in any of my videos, and you want to scroll down and join the Discord. This Discord is completely free, and I'm going to explain to you guys how you can get access to all of the tools. So once you've joined the Discord and you verified and you want to have access to all the tools that can make you check if your coin is super fucking bundled in one click, then all you need to do is go to the upgrade page, and you can upgrade to Elite for completely free. It costs you no money. You are not paying anybody. You are not giving your money to anybody. All you are doing is having $50 in your wallet to prove you are not a bot, and then you can get access to all of the tools. Again, you are not giving money to anybody. You are not paying for it. You just need to have $50 in your pump wallet to prove you are a real trader. And once you upgrade and get access to all the elites, you can come down to Elite Tools and find all of these tools that you can check to see if your coin is bundled in one click. But the important one that we're going to be using in the Elite Tools is CA analysis. And all you need to do to use this tool and see if your coin is safe or whether or not you are going to get Diddy destroyed on it is when you are scanning any meme coins and you are unsure whether or not this coin is bundled, all you want to do is come over to the top left and copy the CA. And all you want to do is come back to the CA analysis in the Discord, and you just want to paste in the CA. And once you enter it, it's going to give you all of the stats about the coin. It's going to show you the rug score. It's going to show you whether or not it's safe. And if it is really bad, it's going to give you a bunch of warnings right here. But right here, it says no major warnings detected. So this coin is pretty clean just from this little one-click check. But also, if you don't want to upgrade, that's totally fine. You can chill in here and do absolutely nothing, trench in the VCs. But if you want to take it that step further, man, feel free to upgrade to the Elite so you can get access to all these tools. Again, it is completely free. So that about wraps up day 2. We have gone over everything that you need to know in terms of bundles. I've tried my absolute best to teach you guys everything that you need to know, and I just want to say, if you guys have made it from the start of the video all the way to the end and you've listened to everything that I've said and you've tried to apply everything that I've said, then I just want to say you should be really fucking proud of yourself. A lot of people would have quit by now. A lot of people would have said they are on board to try and learn as much as possible, but I promise you there would have been heaps of people that quit halfway through, especially when it comes to sitting down and actually learning. A lot of people really lack in that situation. So if you are still here and you are still willing to learn even more and you've took on everything that I've said, then I just want to say good fucking job. And yeah, man, that is pretty much everything from day 2 wrapped up. I've tried to teach you guys everything that I know about bundles, and hopefully you guys have listened to what I've said and you are going to apply them in your future trading. But yeah, man, like I said in day 1, this blueprint will not be easy. A lot of people are going to give up. A lot of people are going to find excuses to quit halfway through. But if you ride it out to the end, I promise you, you are going to be so fucking proud of yourself of all of the stuff that you are going to learn. So please, to the person listening to me right now, the person that is watching this video right now, I just ask you one thing. Please stick with me. Please have some fucking faith, and please trust yourself that this shit is going to work out, because if you just stick with me and follow it through, this shit is going to go exactly how you want it to go. If you guys are not on terminal yet, then please make the change. It is 100% worth it. Go to the link in the description and sign up with terminal. You are not going to regret it. You can see bundles better than anybody else. You get the highest amount of cashback and you get the fastest fucking fills. So if you are not on terminal yet, then honestly, you were just not doing yourself that favor. But yeah, man, that's enough yet for me. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. We will be back very, very soon for day 3 of the blueprint, and we are only just getting fucking started, boys. So be prepared to lock in. And yeah, man, that's all from me for day 2. I'll be back very, very very soon. I appreciate all you brothers coming through, and peace out, brodies.
Blue bands, blue bands, blue bands. Blue bands, blue bands, blue bands. Check my pants, they say true, man.